In the Andrivka region, while the warm-up is going on, aircrafts and artillery are closely working, and therefore the entire Chasovsky front is already rumbling across tens of kilometers. It's doubtful that the enemy will have enough reserves to hold this full front line because our troops with their attacks have pulled the main reserves in the area of Ivanovskaya and Bogdanovka. We can't know if the enemy will manage to hold their positions in the Klishchivka and Andrivka regions. The coming days will tell us. The only thing is that the Ukrainian armed forces are still clinging to its westernmost tips. That means most of Ivanovsk is under our control, a significant portion of the gray zone. Only on the western limb is there still the presence of Ukrainian troops. I emphasize this is according to Ukrainian public data. There are also severe battles going on for the hill between Ivanovskoye and this is a strategically important hill. The road to Chasov Yar is chosen along it, through which supplies can be carried out. The battles here are extremely intense. The enemy claims that the situation is highly critical for them here. It's far from certain that they'll be able to hold this front line for long. In other words, the situation here may develop just as it did in the Avdiivka sector, where the enemy held their positions for a very long time, their reserves ran out, and then there was a collapse, just such a collapse. Today, the Ukrainian command fears Ukrainian paramilitary bloggers. Our successes in the Novomikhailivka area were noted yesterday as well. The banner of the 155th Brigade was planted in the very center of the settlement. Yes, this isn't the entire settlement, but the advancement is quite fast, well in relation to the movement that happened the day before. That's to say, it seems that the enemy's forces here weren't limitless either, and having been gradually worn down, the enemy gave up their positions 5 years ago. Helping as well. In Novomikhailovsk, our troops keep attacking the enemy in the area of the village of Pobeda, in the area of the village of Georgievka. They're trying to sneak into the rear of this enemy group. In other words, fierce fighting is going on in an incredibly large front sector, not just in Novomikhailovsk, meaning the whole front essentially, from Novomikhailovsk to the farthest north part of Avdiivka. Rumbles and very fierce battles are going on here. To the west, there's relative quiet. In the Zaporizhia sector, the intensity of fighting is gradually. A new escalation is possible. I think it will still be here, well, in the Vuhledar area. There have also been partial attacks by our troops. So far, in general, they look like they should divert the enemy's reserve so that the enemy does not transfer them to other areas. The same applies to the fact that we have relatively tactical successes in the Lyman and Kupinsky directions. I can say with regard to this sector that it is most likely the task of our forces here to tie down the enemy's forces and prevent him from transferring them to other areas. That's about the main thing that is happening now on the line of contact. That's all I have on this topic for now. Goodbye and until tomorrow.